awesome! Don't lease a car, don't finance anything, nothing at all.
I love you, Dad. Come here. Sorry, but this is a restaurant. Everything's here.
We want the construction sites to last a long time in terms of quality. Time passes and eventually I'll be gone too.
Oh, no! There are roots everywhere. No, boom. With that, you've gone down the ice track and everything several times. Do you really enjoy it?
Yes.
Now it's for gold.
Kelly or Zuckler? We'll answer that question for you in a moment, because this track still has a few pitfalls in store.
Maybe that cost him a little bit. No, nothing. That cost Joey Kelly nothing. He's a world champion. Yes.
Yeah!
Congratulations.
Well, the walk WM was really exhausting because you're competing against professionals. Hackle score. You fought against Olympic champions, they wanted to win too. Hackle score, for example, said to me at some point, "For my sponsors Fiesman and Fiat or whoever he had, the World Championship is now more important than some crappy World Cup where 30,000 people watch on Eurosport, because back then there were still ratings. And at the World Championship, you still had 3 to 5 million viewers, plus the replay on Sunday, plus Monday if you won at the Walk World Championship and Stefan Raab said no."
Those are the trophies too.
Those are trophies.
Wow, but they're cheaply made?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
That's your whole outfit.
Now I'm going to unpack. You always cheated.
You always had weights in there. No.
Yes, you did.
I saw it back then. Even Rob complained about it.
Do you think that Raab basically cheated even more?
But he didn't get caught.
It's like this. I'll tell you how it worked. So, here. With this block here, I won with this block. Now you see, lift it up.
Now I'm curious. Oh!
Dude, belly. But there's more. Look, there's a lot in there. That came with the suit. Now you have to lift it.
Whoa, damn.
So, this is a lead vest.
Right?
You put it on so you're nice and heavy, so you go downhill faster. The first 2 Walk World Championships, there weren't any real rules yet.
No, because nobody knew that everyone would cheat.
Everyone just tried something out. At the first Walk World Championship, you have to admit, Stefan drove really well and won.
Yes.
After that, he never won again. The second time I won.
Yes.
Because I thought, what happened? When I returned the second time, professionals and Olympic champions had already been invited. So I thought to myself, maximum weight, yes. Faster downhill.
Yes.
Yes, you just have to keep it under control, because if it gets too fast and you fly off the track, then you have a problem.
Yes.
You might be dead. So I thought, that way I have a total weight, including my body. And this walk, I poured lead into it and sealed it with putty, etc. With this walk, total weight, body, lead, and walk, I'm at 182 kilos. So I had over 100 kilos of lead. I shot down the walk track like a cannonball, almost got catapulted out, barely made the turn, and crossed the finish line as the winner. A year later, there was a rule.
Of course.
Reduced to 130 kilos. Adjusted to Elton's weight. Yes. So, Elton plus walk plus material, right? And now I'll show you how, years later, I managed to do it.
To cheat anyway.
Not to cheat. To win. First, built a suit. You had to make one yourself. All the pros had one.
I see.
Right? Stefan too.
But they had theirs made for them.
Exactly.
They told you, join for 500 euros, take it or leave it?
Yeah, of course. All this fun here. I had an engineer. His name is Claudius Pesch from Switzerland. Yeah, and he developed the walks with me, so basically, he gave me an invoice every time. 2,200, 2,800 plus travel, plus accommodation, plus 50. So I was always in for 3,000, 4,000 euros each time. That's obviously much better than if you... So...
Now here, Camp David.
For example, although...
You would have been quick there too, for sure.
These gloves here, right?
Yes.
They have spikes here. Do you see that?
Oh, that's true.
And these spikes, the first 3 meters are clear. Eventually, you get to the timing gate.
Yes.
And for the first 3 meters, I basically thought about using spikes like the pros. 3 strokes.
Yes.
You're only a tenth of a second faster
Yes.
than a proper helmet, right? These are professional helmets. And here is my lucky penny. Then just a little thing. For example, these are the standard scoops you get,
Yes?
that everyone gets. No, they're made with Velcro, yeah. And I thought, that's all well and good, but my foot, it just sticks out like that, you know?
So you built your own scoops?
I built my own scoops.
And the Vogue Federation recognized that?
Recognized.
Okay.
So, that wasn't a problem. Okay, look, did I build my own scoop there? The scoop makes the difference, guys. That's a tenth. Look at this crap here, that's what they give you. This is what you build yourself.
By the way, don't forget, the Wok World Championship came about because Stefan lost on Wet and Das, and that was his punishment.
Yes.
And then he turned it into one of the biggest sporting events at the time.
It was already big.
How is your relationship now? You used to see each other almost every week before.
Yeah, we saw each other, well, not weekly, but once a month.
When there was an event, you probably did diving, right?
All the diving events, all the autoball, all the stalker, all the Wok World Championships. I was always the only one locked in for all the events. My contact person was an editor at Brainpool. He gave me the dates at the start of the year, and we blocked them all. And we took part in them, and it was 13 years. It was an awesome time. And Stefan, what was your question?
What is your relationship like?
What do you think?
Well, now I'm kind of in the bubble too. I think it's not as good as people thought. I thought people would think you went out together every week and were good buddies. And I would think that whenever you were on site, you had nice conversations, had fun, enjoyed yourselves, but I think he would also call you from a blocked number.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll tell you how it is. I've never told this before. Thank you very much. Okay, Stefan Raab, 13 years straight, the first 10 years no contact. Hello, thanks, bye, that's it. Funny. My contact person was an editor at Brainpool.
Yes.
And I also have to say I didn't chase after him either. I did it gladly. But all the rap events, all the time, it's all here. Circus, this isn't like running through the desert. It's not an Ironman, you know what I mean? You have to make a distinction. This is still fun here. Yeah, so, that's awesome. And you win in the Schalke Arena, 50,000 fans.
Would it be the same if I did it with you? And you'd still beat me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At the latest, a week later, listen to me, Joey, you jerk.
Yes.
Next year, I'm gonna destroy you. I'm really gonna whoop you. You know, just really step on the gas, give it your all.
So, like I said, not with Stefan for the first 10 years. And then Stefan basically approached me because I never chased after him, and that was fine too. It was a good platform. I made use of it. I actually paid money for it, but the sponsors loved it. They were so freaking happy. Just the Schalke Arena, for example, right? 11 times. They didn't know this. I had sometimes rented 6 or 8 boxes upstairs. And then all my companies, sponsors. And then, when I won, I went upstairs with the trophy. We took photos. How much do you think the companies loved that? No.
That's marketing.
That's personal marketing. I can buy that. Every box costs 300,000 euros, basically. But I didn't earn that. Yeah, that's how it has to be. Very good. And then I went up during the breaks, took photos. Then I went from one box to another, and always. I had Ollie with me, who works with me, and he had a bag, and in every bag there was a different cap. And then I walk in there with Camp David, and then I walk in there with D-Vag, and then I walk in there with XTB, and yeah, that's how it goes, right? Business, huh? Nope.
That's how it has to be.
And that's how it went, so that's why, okay. And then, Stefan asked me if he could visit me. And then I was, surprised. And then he visited me. He said, "You're the only one who doesn't need that." I replied, "Yes."
And then that was it.
And now, he called me last week. We're talking on the phone.
Are you joining in for jet skiing?
He asked if I would join. I said I'll keep that date open.
Awesome.
I have a lecture then, but I need to check if I can reschedule. It might be tricky. But he asked if I would be there, and I said, "Yeah, sure, Stefan. So awesome, right?" And when he boxed...
Did you prefer to say 750 euros this time? This time?
I have no idea if maybe 1,000 will come in this time or something. I mean, who thinks 500 euros is a lot, right? Self-employment? Employees, expenses, office, taxes, taxes. And then somehow you're left with €8 and 50 cents, whatever. Anyway. When he was boxing, a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
He asked back then. He filmed here in the yard with my stalker cars. All his previews. Yeah, where all the trophies, what were they doing here? Ah! Right? Because he knows that with me, basically. I know him. I know him well. And we're friends. And I like him too.
Nice. That's really good to hear.
But you prefer Oliver Pocher.
No, I have to say Stefan is of course a TV legend to me.
Why do they have this beef? I didn't get it.
Oh, I'll tell you when the camera is off. Otherwise we'll get too many letters. So, hello my dears, there's an absolute sensation. You know, Camp David and I are basically in love now. I'm actually responsible for making the brand young, hip, and cool. And if not me, then who? And I still have to convince you, so now there's a real highlight. Camp David is currently having a season sale with up to 50% off. And with the promo code HeyJoey, you get another 20% on top. That means you can save up to 70% on t-shirts, pants, shoes, socks, underwear, jackets, everything else. If you need new stuff anyway, go for it. Up to 70% off, it doesn't get any better than that. There's another word you can enter for a bigger discount, but I can't say it. Mr. Camp David forbade me since I'm not the CEO anymore. Watch the video again, I mention it there. With that in mind, click the link in the video description, there's a link there, and of course just use HeyJoey, that's the code. Get up to 70% off everything, grab it and stock up. Summer's coming, so grab awesome t-shirts and swim trunks from Camp David. Summer is coming.
Then I've got a lead plate here.
You can have it.
I can have it because I'm being weighed over 30. The important thing is, when the weight is down low, the whole thing rides better. That means if I had the weight up here, it would wobble, right? Okay. That's good. And it has an edge here.
Why?
Yeah, because I have this padding here, right? I have this padding. It's under the suit. So under the suit is the padding, so that I'm not sitting too low with my butt down here. So that I can lie flatter. Better. You know what I mean?
It means we're still talking about the walk and the ice track ride, but yes?
No, it means I lie flatter, better. That means more aerodynamic. That's another 10%, right? And then I have this strapped to my body, like a race car, you know? So that it doesn't move around as much. Yeah. And then this part up front also has a button. What is the button for? The button, it switches something.
But what?
What now? Any thoughts? A heater?
So that you melt it all a little bit better.
Almost a magnet.
So that you sit on it really firmly.
Exactly, so I don't have to hold on.
You sly fox, you've won everything so far.
No, I've won a lot, and I've lost a lot too. So, again and again. Well, let me say, the best was stock car. Out of 11 times in the big class, there were 3 classes. I was able to win 8 times. Walk World Championship, always on the podium, but only won 4 times.
How upset are you when you finish second?
You know, if you lose to an Olympic champion, it's not that bad. No. What's more important to me is finishing ahead of Stefan.
Okay. You did 7 vs. Wild twice.
Participated twice, yes, and...
How is it?
Awesome.
We've got food tonight. 11 days, finally the first fish. I've decided to stay.
Now a production company has taken over, and, it's different now. Well, I was still there for the 3rd and 4th seasons. There were Fritz and Max and Johannes, basically the That Was Once team edition.
And Jan Schlapnitz got injured. You said, I'm staying, kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell. And then there was the 4th one. I didn't say...
Kiss my ass. I said, I'm not arguing, I'm staying.
I can just see the editorial team now. Yeah, he's not coming with us.
Yeah.
But he's not coming with us.
No, it was also like, I just knew, because for example, they had 2 rangers. One was from the Frel region, the other was here with the KSK. And these 2 were responsible for security. And if they don't feel like it, since they're responsible for security, then they'll come get me. I thought about it. Jan came with a helicopter. I said, take Jan with you, I'll stay, I don't care. I'm not leaving this place. I'm going to tough out these 14 days, I don't care what you want. Then I thought about it. The problem was, if those rangers come, they'll strap me in. They'll take me away. So I hid my stuff, or else they'll make it even easier. If they take my equipment, I'll be stuck and have to go with them, since without my boots or sleeping bag, I have no chance. So I hid my things in the woods. Because if they come and I notice they want to catch me, then I'll just run away. That's how it is.
Now we're leaving. Now we're out of your... Hey, also a nice room with the Vox. Why is there that yellow from the... Well, I have a post office branch.
And everything.
You can drop off everything at the kiosk, packages, letters, and so on. Why are there 2 cops from the post standing there?
Because I was an athlete for the Post for 17 years. Really, that's true.
You always did, yes?
Exactly. They basically sponsored me for 17 years. It went so far that, for example, when the TV was on and the kids were little and a Post commercial came on, the kids would say, "Dad, Dad, Dad." I was always out with the Post horn logo.
What's inside? Is there actually a church?
Yes, there's a church in there. I'll show you if you want to see it.
Yeah, of course you have. No, that's... Wow, how awesome is that?
Yeah, that's really nice, you know. That was originally a barn, so the property was actually a farm.
Yeah.
But in 1951, the church in Norden basically converted it into a small monastery. Yeah. And then they converted this barn into a chapel. And my brother Angelo worked here.
No.
And, exactly.
I want to tell you again.
My best friend.
My best friend, our weddings, we could even have the ceremony here. Then they go outside and celebrate.
I know. But we'll do that, some other time.
Are there masses here?
Rarely. Maybe every 1 or 2 years there's a mass here.
How awesome is that?
Yeah, so it's like there's Jesus, Maria, and the altar.
Yeah.
That's not mine. It belongs to the diocese in Cologne.
Okay. And if I ask who?
Well, that was already here.
Okay.
So in the notarized purchase contract, it's like, these 3 items are still owned by the church.
Is that stated in the notarized purchase contract when you buy it?
Yes, exactly.
There's a similar clause with the land charge. It belongs to the church, but it's staying here for now.
Exactly.
Crazy?
And if I, let's say, this barn, this former barn that's now a chapel, a church, if I were to convert it into floor space, yes, then I would have to bring these 3 items to Cologne, to the diocese. As long as it's a church and chapel, they can stay here on loan. But during my time, this chapel, this church, will basically stay like this. Hopefully.
Great. I think that's really wonderful. It really is.
My son gave that to me. Luke secretly built it and had it built over 1.5 years. And then he gave it to me on my 50th birthday.
Nice.
That's really, and do you know why?
Because you like eating ice cream?
No, well, I hope Luke doesn't see this post.
Definitely not.
No, but that's how it was. My sister Maite told my son that when I was a child, I always dreamed of having an ice cream truck.
And that's why he did it.
But that's not true.
Oh, I see.
But I told my son, well, when he gave this to me, I cried. Yeah, of course, because it's from a child. Because he painted it, bought it. Here, stickers with both of us, Kelly eyes. And, but he thought that this was my big childhood wish. And, but it's just as awesome and even better. And that's why, Luke, 1,000 thanks for this incredible gesture.
And now, of course, we come to something. I'm wondering why you have the Raab cars here.
Because I always bought them secretly.
Did you still have to pay anything for them?
Yes. I know you had that stalker back then. Of course. I still remember Stefan really teased Elton.
Yeah.
And Elton went crazy and basically stormed onto the roof. Is that the car? That's the car. And with this car, Stefan won back then. It's a Granada 2 sedan with a 2.8-liter engine. And look at how awesome the paint job is here. Yeah, right here. Sorry.
It says on air when ProSim still had money.
There were still budgets back then, and that's... Oh.
That's Stefan as the devil.
There's a signature there. That's when I took the hood. I said, I need your signature. He said, what, you have my car? I said, no, I don't have your car. I have my car. You just drove it. It belongs to me.
But you have a lot here. You could also have events here. I'm telling you, sorry, we host 3 weddings in one day. The ceremonies are in the chapel at 12, 2, and 4, and this is where we celebrate.
Of course, conferences take place here, I would say, up to a maximum of 200 people with seating and all that, you name it.
You have an old phone booth like that? I've always wanted one as a meeting room. Without glass, yeah. I always wanted one of those old Berlin ones, those yellow phone booths. Some newer telecom ones are also in Brandenburg, where there's a huge graveyard for them. They're just sitting there.
Okay.
And I just fucking wanted to have 2 or 3 more.
And?
Can't you get your hands on them?
Okay.
I called and said I'd pick them up. You show up, then they message on eBay asking 3,000 euros for one, even though there are hundreds of thousands just sitting around.
I drove from Berlin to Beijing by car with my son, Luke. That was in 2019. There wasn't any Ukraine issue yet. Yeah. And, right.
Wow.
And the car, has some minor fire damage.
Why did it catch fire?
Because on December 22nd, 2022, we had a Christmas party here. And then I started the car and said, we're about to take the kids for a ride. And then the car started to burn. And, the fuel line on the engine was probably leaking. And then there were flames here. And that was a shitty day. I said it wasn't a nice Christmas. Because this beautiful car, it's a T1 Samba. Which probably doesn't mean anything to you, right? It doesn't have the 23 windows. That's a very rare car. But I'll also restore that car in 8 years. And so per year, and then it really looks...
I'll come by again. Hey, it's from here to there. No, there's even more here.
Exactly. And over here, all these bottles, when you won, you got a bottle like that. And then I collected the bottles and drank them all. No, I didn't. Champagne isn't really my thing. But, drank them all, right? Poured them out. And then you stored them here. Exactly. And then when Stefan was boxing, they filmed here. And they put this stock car right in the middle here. I took the other cars out. And so basically, when you see that preview where he was boxing, if you watched it, then he basically, used this car. Because this car is from Team Raab and not TV Total. Do you understand what I mean? Hard, yeah?
Yeah, right. There's Total everywhere, but you don't have any animals.
We have 3 dogs, 5 cats. And what else do we have? Well, I don't take care of the animals at all. My wife does all of that.
I have to ask you something. You were very present in the media. And of course, if you Google you and your family, you see your wife and everything. But how long have you been married?
I don't know. Well, we got married when we already had 2 children. And we had already lived together for 10 years, or at least that long. So we've been together for 27 years.
What's the secret to a 27-year relationship?
Staying happy.
Growing old together?
We were lucky to have found the right partner. And maybe never be at home either. Just like you.
Did you go by boat? No.
No, not me, but, someone else. Wow. And where do you think he went with the boat?
Where? Well, probably the Atlantic.
Exactly, all the way across the Atlantic.
No, with that thing?
With that thing.
Is this your property or is someone else shooting here?
No, that's all still included.
Okay.
It was displayed at the Spire Museum for 20 years. That's basically where I keep the Kelly family houseboat. Standing. That's why I feel a strong connection to the museum. I brought the Kelly's houseboat there since I'm responsible for the junk. It all costs money to maintain.
That's why it's good to find a museum that covers all expenses.
That's how it is. Exactly. That's basically what I heard all the siblings. Yeah. And none of them care about it. I have to take care of the junk, and I don't mind. And then I always find a solution to somehow take the thing somewhere so that it's basically sitting there, still belongs to someone, but there are no costs. And it sits there with dignity. It's really great. And they maintain it perfectly. And there are, I don't know, probably 100,000 people a year who visit the museum. Not because of the houseboat, but a few do. A few Kelly fans do, yes. But you're not allowed to go inside the boat.
You're not allowed to do that?
No, everything's closed. You can only look from outside. Okay.
Okay.
And you can only go in if you ask me. Even my siblings aren't allowed in unless I say yes.
Why, because you're the CEO?
I'm in charge.
Oh, really, yeah?
Because I'm in charge.
Is there still anything in there, or is it all cleared out?
So, that was a cargo ship. Yeah. And cargo ships, when they're fully loaded, they sit low in the water. Yeah. And we converted it into living space and offices. So here was the living area, and downstairs was a studio. And that's how it was. So the ship weighs 180 tons, is 34 meters long, and 6.20 meters wide.
That's where you lived.
And that's where we lived as the Kelly family. So, first in the buses, then still with the buses. But then, at the end of the 80s, we bought the houseboat, and then sailed on the houseboat, and then went to the marketplaces with the buses and played on the street. That was our business.
Did you earn good money? I wonder if you make good money singing there. I probably did better in the past. Everything was better then.
I'm with you on that. I think it would be much harder today, because you have like 10,000 people begging and playing on the street. It was definitely better in the past.
Personally, I see a difference between someone sitting there and begging, that's one thing. When you stand there and sing, you're giving a performance that I can choose to reward or not.
That's right, yeah. What do you think? For example, I would say in the first, let's say, 7 to 10 years, we barely made enough to get by, just enough to get by. But in the last 4 or 5 years before the commercial breakthrough, what do you think we earned on the street? On a bad day or on a good day?
On a bad day on the street. If we're talking hand to mouth.
At Alexanderplatz, for example.
At Alexanderplatz.
Deutsche Mark, right? Deutsche Mark?
Yeah. Wow, I'd go as high as 500 marks a day.
Okay, on a good day or a bad day?
Normally, a bad day is 300, a good day is 700.
Okay, so on good days, on bad days, we earned about 3,000 D-Mark. On good days, 20,000 to 30,000 D-Mark. We made sales on the street, that was all 30 years ago.
Yeah, can't the tax office come after you anymore? No, that's over.
We made 1.4 million marks in sales on the street. We had that in the Kelly family's houseboat. That's why you're asking, right? Down in the hull, in those yellow postal crates, you know them, right? Of course, I have them everywhere, too. The sturdy ones you can, yeah.
That's why you just put kiosk on them, so you can get as many as you want.
Exactly, and we collected those yellow boxes, right? And we stacked the coins on top. And in the Kelly family's houseboat, we stacked them below to have ballast so the ship would sit lower. And we had over 1 million marks in coins physically.
How do you get rid of them? You can't just tell the bank you have 1 million.
Yes, you can. When success came and the company was no longer, let's say, making 1 million or 1.4 million in annual revenue, suddenly the company was making between 80 and 120 million marks in revenue. So it was crazy.
Are all the Kellys set for life?
From
The siblings? So except those who distance themselves, that's 8?
Well, I mean, none of them have to go to a regular job.
And that's what being set for life means to me?
So, I mean, nobody really goes into another career or anything, but more or less everyone is still making music. I'm the only one who doesn't make music. Why not? Because I just, if I hadn't been born into the Kelly family, I probably wouldn't have become a musician. It was just you were simply born into it. And then I basically I'm like you, a sole proprietor, and I do what I do, and I work a lot, and I really enjoy it.
And for the family too, I mean, you're the managing director of the GBR, right?
GBR and GBH, yes.
But doesn't it tempt you to hit the buzzer on the voice and turn around?
My brother does that.
Michael!
Patrick, that's not tempting, no. Because I'd rather be on 7 vs. Wild Mission Unknown, on Most Wanted, on Stern TV, with Raab and so on. So my ego's been fed enough, so that means I have...
Is there anything else?
There is. What else is there? So just do what makes sense. What's good, what's fun, what you work hard for. For example, 3 months from now.
I'm curious.
Race across America, like last year with Fritz Manica? Yes. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be absolutely amazing. This year, we'll basically be in an 8-person team again. Last year, we had 6 participants from 7 vs. Wild. Afa, Sasha Huber, Otto Bulletproof. And this year, we have different participants. And this year, we're basically racing against the clock. This year, we're basically going to try to win a spot on the podium. I'm looking forward to that, and that's when I get excited.
You say yes?
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that with Fritz, and I have Fritz, Johannes, and Max to thank for you being here today.
Partly yes, well...
No.
You really are a TV legend, and I grew up with your shows. The Kelly family was a big thing for me. But of course that you managed to make the jump from TV to social media, YouTube formats and everything around it. That's definitely Fritz's achievement. But Fritz isn't stupid, of course. He probably thought the same thing back then, with 7 verses. Wild. Okay, which of the TV guys actually has the guts, the strength to take part in 7 versus Wild, and you sort them out pretty quickly. And then maybe, besides you, there are only 2 others left.
Yeah, but why was I invited? Maybe they thought, that Build Newspaper and RTL would do a short segment about Joey being part of the Project 7 Nope.
It's clear why I'm here too, because you have a certain legendary status despite your young age. Your story really moves people. Becoming famous isn't hard. Staying famous is much harder. It's like becoming a dad. You just have to go on a reality show and you'll get some followers, but after 2 years, you're gone. You've been in the media for so long.
So I'm very grateful that I ended up in this show. And even though Jan Schlappa left, basically he did me a favor because that gave me maybe a bit of an argument with Fritz, where I could say, hey, things went kind of badly in Canada. First, Andreas Keeling really messed things up, right? That's true.
That happened too.
Yeah, honestly, what a drama.
Man, I wouldn't want to be in Max's shoes.
And you know what? Hey, guys. Andreas Keeling harassed Abwehr on a bike and did some things that weren't right. And now he's back at ZDF, as if nothing ever happened. I think that's really low. It can't be that ZDF basically didn't make a statement about what he thought he could get away with. Right?
Public broadcasters, you could make a big deal about that, but I don't want to complain too much.
Basically, about 10,000 people commented and liked it. Didn't you see? And that basically led to me ending up in New Zealand. And then came Mission No Most Wanted, Adventure Buddy, basically everything. We have 8 such projects this year.
Awesome!
It's so messed up. And still, tomorrow I'm sticking with my old base, let's say, Stern TV. Tomorrow from 2 p.m. I'll be at the Cologne Cathedral. And for 24 hours I'll be standing about 5 meters in front of a trash can. And everyone who peeks in for fun, I'll spray them and ask if I can basically invite them for coffee and hear their story. So, we're doing a kind of, survival Olympics here. So, if I have a partner here, basically, then we also offer that. So you basically have the basic skills. So, water, fire, protection, and shelter. And over there, for example, in that patch of forest, I have a real survival camp. It's really rustic. It's just a hammock and a campfire, and then you basically have to...
Was the jungle camp filmed there?
Jungle camp is in Australia. I have nothing to do with that. Those are your friends.
Yeah.
And, but for example, Sabex and Max Jardin, they have up there, what do you call it? 50 hours. Oh,
They
did that. And, then Auto Bulletproof called me and said, Joy, can we do it in your forest? I said, sure, let them come. Then you have it there. And you know what I'll do? I'll invite you, provided it takes place and provided you want to, and you even have time.
Depends. If it's Hochzeits GmbH, I'm in.
Exactly. That'll happen in 8 years. Yeah, that's fine. Here on the field, up there, right? Yeah, in the middle. Here you basically have, grain from the farmer, but he harvests it in July. And then up in the middle, where it's kind of flat, I'll build a stadium out of hay bales.
And then?
Car Soccer World Cup.
Oh, I'm in.
8 girls, 8 guys. Gentlemen's and Ladies' Cup.
Yes.
And the winners of the ladies' and gentlemen's will then basically face each other in the final. And then there will be a female winner and a male winner, but there will be an overall winner.
Yes.
And that's happening here. At the end of August, right? And here only invited guests. That means everyone can bring family and friends.
Okay.
In the evening, there's a campfire here, music and food.
Can you still play car soccer, or will Raab, Brainpool, or whoever else sue you immediately?
Correct. It's Buddy Jies, which is owned by Hulk Hogan, and Marcus allows it. And I was at Brainpool recently and asked them if I could use the name. And I've been waiting for an answer for 4 weeks, so...
Marcus.
Don't be so stingy. Just say no, and then I'll just call it Balaudo.
Done.
Balaudo Creators Cup. Done. That's how it is.
Joey, thank you so much, man. I felt nostalgic about gifts with cassettes, Kelly family up to TV Total, Raab up there, and everything you've done. I had so much fun today, you wouldn't believe.
I had fun too.
And you have such a beautiful yard. I'm really looking forward to when we start having weddings here. So take your time, but if you get married in about 5 years, we can talk about it. So thank you very much for that. Hey, I hope you had as much fun as I did. This journey from the Kelly family to Joey Kelly to marathons, and we've really only scratched the surface. There's so much to tell. Maybe we'll run through South Africa or something. Let's come up with something.
We can do that, Aaron. So I hope
You had fun. Please follow Joey on Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you.
America, a country that looks like freedom and sounds like a new beginning. Many come here to dream, to start over, to build a new life. But some come to serve. German immigrants serving in law enforcement or the fire service in the USA. Mit Akzent, mit deutscher Vergangenheit. And an American job that allows no mistakes. This isn't about stories from the past, sondern Entscheidungen in Sekunden, Mut und Verantwortung. Different rules, different calls, different reality, and yet the same question every day. Are you ready when it counts? What does it mean to be a cop in America as a German? How does it feel when you change countries but carry the responsibility with you? We follow German first responders in the USA. Unfiltered, honest, up close. Head over to YouTube and subscribe to Einsatz America.